When playing 99 Nights in the Forest, you're trying to survive, well, 99 Nights in the Forest, while looking for some missing kids and avoiding death, the hands of the creatures in the forest, for example. You got the freaking deer, you got the owl, you got bulls, you got the cat, just a lot of monsters in that game. Today, we'll be exploring 99 Nights clones and see if they deserve to clone the original, and if they do, they're thinking the game better than the one with our deer pal in the forest. First, let's start with the criteria. Obviously, it has to have a certain amount of days you have to survive. For example, 99 nights. Who would have guessed? What is the crafting like? Is it fun? Is it annoying? Is it interesting? What kind of materials do they use? The story. What's your goal? Gameplay. Classes. Are they interesting? Different biomes. Are they fun to explore? Secrets. And of course, the verdict. So let's start with number 5. Okay, starting at number 5, we have 99 nights in the bunker. Now, you have to survive 99 nights, not that difficult, not too long. Crafting, it's kind of non existent for console. I mean, it's there, but it's really finicky and janky to do it on console because when you go to the station and try to craft the recipe, you have to disassemble furniture and things you find. But when you interact, it kind of places it down. It's the same buttons, it just overlaps, meaning you actually cannot dismantle anything or build stuff. So crafting just doesn't work on console at least. Now on PC, I don't know if it's the same or on mobile. It could be a different story, but it just doesn't work. So I can't comment on that. The story: you're looking for 3 survivors. You got a survivor that's a kid, a scientist, and just a roughed up looking survivor. You end up in a situation. I don't know. We just kind of spawned there. We just spawned the bunker and boom, we're here. We're also in front of a supermarket, so it doesn't really feel like I have to survive in the forest alone or in a bunker when I'm quite literally in front of like an Aldi or like a freaking Woolies. It doesn't even matter. The gameplay, I did not encounter a single enemies besides the bear the entire game, so the monster that chases you around. When you're running around like for so long, that's the only thing that's following you, and it's not really that threatening. You can get Boots to jump super high and just avoid it. He's fast, but he's not that fast. He can kind of like tickle your back hairs, and that's about it. The the fuel, the generator runs out super quickly. There's no maps or anything that I could craft because I couldn't craft anything. There's also a bug where if you go into the watchtower and you try to pick something up, it just completely deletes your sack from your inventory and you have no way of getting it again. The interact button, it just deletes it every time for no reason. It happened to me twice. On top of that, there's a bug for not being able to craft again. This goes for cooking food too, by the way. Just to console. It's not console friendly the slightest. So, you can't cook. If you want to eat, you just gotta go out, eat raw food or like fruits. However, the expansion in the bunker is pretty nice. I like it. It feels like you're actually doing some sort of progression. The requirement for it is just to survive nights, and that's pretty easy. There's actually no consequence for your generator going out for like a whole night or two, by the way. Since there are no enemies, no one coming to attack you or raid you or anything. On top of that, there's these coupons where you can order stuff to this delivery system and it comes to your base the next day and you just go pick it up. Now, when it turns nighttime, it's literally pitch black. There's not a semblance of light, nothing. You cannot see. It's actually just so dark. I got lost in the night so many times trying to find my bunker, and I found it just by sheer luck. So obviously don't go outside when it's nighttime. And the bunker is a huge mechanic of the game, obviously. It's the name of the game. Survived in the bunker for 99 nights. Different biomes, you got the grasslands. I couldn't find any other biomes. I guess the supermarket and the bunker because that's the only other things I could find. The classes, they're very like standard. You got the athlete, soldier, very generic classes. The monster, like we've discussed before, it's just the bear with red eyes and really long claws. It's like a sun bear, but like a cracked out sun bear, so there's not really anything else. Secrets, I didn't encounter anything too noticeable besides the laboratory and the stairs that lead down to the basement in the supermarket, which doesn't really count because that's the objective. I give it a 5 out of 10. Now, I'm not saying this game is terrible, it could definitely use some work. A lot of work. Especially for console because there's nothing you can do really. There's no enemies, there's no reason for you to have a weapon, it's just that's about it. Oh right, the weapon is a sword, which I guess helps you hunt. But it's just really bland. I feel like this could be really cool. I like the bunker idea. The supermarket, it threw me off at first, but it's cool. I can just go to an abandoned supermarket, grab stuff. But other than that, it's pretty mediocre. I think it could do a lot better. But that's it for number 5, and moving on to number 4 now. Number 4, 99 Nights in the Arctic. Well, like the game says, 99 Nights. Crafting's pretty easy, pretty fun, standard. Actually, no issues here. Sometimes it's a bit finicky, like if you were to put items down too fastly out of your sack, you could pick it up by accident. That's not really a problem, you just do it slower. The story, you went looking for the missing kids, got lost yourself, and now you're surviving the Arctic looking for the survivors. That's really it. That's also how you end up in the situation. Gameplay. It's a bit different for it to be its own game, but it's still just like 99 Nights in the Forest. The same gameplay loop. Most of them, get wood, scrap, upgrade your base. Now there are different materials, and you have frost gems, frost tablets, and they help you make special recipes. You got a variety of guns, enemies to fight, from animals, skeletons, zombies. Explore plenty of different buildings, bases, and castles. Yes, castles, because there are different towers and levels you can go to, and frost goblins. It's very unique in the variety in the frost enemies. It expands upon it a bit more than how there was a snow biome in the 99 Nights one. The biomes, so obviously in the Arctic, or Arctic forest, I suppose, or snowy forest, there's a graveyard biome with different animals and everything is undead, also withered away, so you fight things like that. Classes, you got the Forager, grows very simple stuff, some of them are cool like a Ronin or Rogue class, and there's a Mage. Monsters, you got a Yeti monster and a monster that looks like a cat. And in one of the scenes, it looks like there's a zombie or Hulk type monster or a Wendigo. I didn't encounter it, but I'm pretty certain it's in the game, so be careful when exploring. Secrets, there's a wave-based tower to overcome, tablets you have to assemble, and a zombie base with a secret weapon. Verdict 7 out of 10. Pretty great, nothing too crazy. I think it does its job pretty well as a 99 Nights game. A lot better than the previous one. Again, could use a bit more work. Moving on to number 3. Now this is where it starts to get a little better and more streamlined. Number 3, 99 Nights in the Wild West. So obviously surviving 99 Nights. Crafting is great, it's fun, it's normal, it's also built for console. They have that in mind. You're not like struggling to build things, so you're just not gonna be able to play the game if it doesn't work. It's actually a good idea. Thank God. Story, you track down 4 outlaws instead of survivors. Interesting. You're a bounty hunter, so that's how you end up in the situation, and you look for them in the Wild West. Way cooler than looking for survivors, in my opinion. I think it's just awesome. Gameplay. You are, like I said, looking for the outlaws. The sheriff are giving you clues. There's a sheep creature and a boar in the game, so you gotta be careful. The gameplay loop, you upgrade your camp. Wood, scraps, this time gold and quartz to help you build unique stuff. The weapons, they're really great. Of course, you got a revolver, you got a rifle, you got a shotgun. Interesting, lots of fun. The shotgun is very powerful. There's a spear, and the spears get really strong, depending how what you get first. There's also armor, so you're not gonna be just running around naked the whole time. When you're shooting enemies, they actually deal damage when you shoot them. Your bullets don't feel like Nerf guns, so you don't have to waste all your ammo on a single target, or it doesn't glitch out. The mechanics and the area just fits perfectly. It fits its theme, The mechanics like sifting sand for gems, and you can use the gems to actually upgrade and help you, aid you on your journey looking for the outlaws. The axes and armor, there's a lot of different versions of them, but once you find a really good one, it will tell you that you found a good one, so it's fine. I'm pretty sure most of the games do that. I think this game is perfect. I think it's a great clone. I think it's different enough to be its own unique spin. There are also just very other things, like different things I haven't discovered yet in the game, and it just gets better. And I finished the game. Different biomes, you got the Wild West, of course, snowy biomes, swamp biomes, and I call them Badlands. Basically, you just go further to the west and you find tougher enemies that show up. Classes, they all fit the theme. You got the Sheriff, Bounty Hunter, the No-Name class, which is super mysterious. There's lots of variety to help you choose a different playstyle. There's also a really nice feature in this game that I think more games should have: renting. You can rent classes for a cheap amount of gems to see if you like them. And if you don't like them, you don't have to buy them, and it's super great. Or you could just rent all the classes and play them and then just never buy any classes, which is a super nice thing to do, I guess. But none of them are boring, they fit the theme very well. So I give the classes a really great pass. Incredible. Monsters, you got the boar creature, which hides in the mountains. The sheep skinwalker that walks around chases you, basically the deer. and you got an underground ball creature that hides there too. So they're very nice, very unique. I don't know if they fit the Wild West. I wouldn't say it's a sheep. I'd say it's more of a goat, but yeah, I guess. Secrets. You got lots of secrets. You've got the monster I mentioned, Snowy Summit. You can actually go there when you figure it out. I'm not gonna you. You gotta find it yourself. There's a train or event that happens around like super randomly. I don't actually know what happens because when I found it, I was really low level and it disappeared. There's also Meteor that crashes down the sky. So for anyone that sounds familiar to, in Terraria, there'll be a meteor. It's kind of similar. You can find a special item there. Not gonna tell you. A secret tunnel, and you can only uncover it through gems. And I don't want to spoil it. You gotta find out. NPCs scattered around the map. You can help them, and they'll give you something in return. On top of that, you can bring them to your base, and they will help you out. It's very nice. It's a neat feature. I don't know why more games don't have stuff like this. 7.5 can be higher. It's an amazing game. I did encounter a bug in the game where there was just a crystal icon in the middle of my screen and I couldn't get rid of it, so it would just block all my screen, or like just that middle part. I could still play the game, but it was just a bit annoying me. Otherwise, it is good. Number 2. Alright, this game's a bit shorter. At least, that's what it says it is. 50 days on a raft. Now, it's very different. You're on a raft, you're on the sea. And at first you're like, well, how could you make a game like that? That doesn't make sense. But they do it well, they do it perfectly. What is crafting like? It's pretty good. There's also base building. Like, you can actually expand the base in your raft and make it look bigger and nice. It's not convoluted, it's not tedious. You can actually make the base look nice and neat. Crafting is very fun. It's revolved around your raft, which makes building very easy, fun, unique. At first it sounds restricting because you can only build on the raft, but the more you play, you'll see that you can actually get more upgrades and recipes to craft it and make it look nice and neat. Making it more fun than actually wanting to play the game. You just will probably spend more time building the base. The more progress you make, the more things you get to craft. I don't want to spoil them because they're really, really cool. Story, what's your goal? You have to get back home. Why? Well, you're on a flight back home and then it blew up. Now you're stranded in the middle of nowhere and you have to build up your raft, survive until 50 days, find a flare gun, and call for help. Gameplay. Now, what do I say about the gameplay? Well, first of all, let's start with power creep. In the beginning of the game, you start very weak, but the second you start exploring, finding loot, upgrading, you just get so much power so quickly. A few expeditions outside of your raft and you begin to just get insane items really quickly. Skip like a minute of the video if you don't want me to spoil stuff. I'm gonna say it right now. Spoilers. You get alien weapons and armors the more you explore, and it's just super unique. You just get so many cool things. It makes the game so much more fun and worth playing. Alright, spoilers done. Different biomes. You got the Antarctic Sea. You've got just Antarctica. You've got the ocean, obviously, oil rigs, pirate ships, broken down ships, other rafts, and an alien temple. I'm not gonna say any more about that, but there is an alien temple. Monsters, you definitely don't want to be out late at night because it's in the middle of the sea. A giant creature will come and swallow you whole if you don't get back to your raft. It's pretty scary. You've got the Yeti monster in the in one of the caves. The classes. You got some pretty standard classes, unique ones too. A nice blend of classes. For example, there's a rare one which is a space pirate. I don't know why, but it's very cool. Secrets. You can actually have a lot of fun. There are things like I mentioned before, like the alien temple, that you'll have to go look out for and solve a puzzle. 3 crystals will help you find them and open them. 8 out of 10. This game is really good. It could go either way for the number 2 spot and number 1. They are both phenomenal games, and I highly recommend both of the games that I mentioned right now. 50 Days at Sea has actually got an update. I went back to go play it again. There is trading merchants, updates to the ship, the raft, more customization, more things to do. This could really be a top contender for number 1. They've updated the UI, the HUD's different. It's not as it's a lot more streamlined than it was before. It could definitely go number 1. Either way, it's still number 2. So I just want to quickly go into that before I go into this review. Because some of the stuff might be a bit outdated now, because it might not be caught up with the updates. So this is just future me popping in. That's all. Number 1, we have 100 Days at Sea. So you gotta survive 100 days at sea. Very different, like just an extra day. Crafting, it's very simple, very fun. You have 7 levels to the crafting table, so there's a lot to do. You got 3 materials: metal, ectoplasm, and scrap. Sorry, wood. I know if I already said that. Now, I said ectoplasm because you have to kill ghost pirates. Yes, ghost pirates. I don't know why, but they're in the game. Super cool. Makes it interesting. Story. So you're looking to get rich, and you hear about the Bermuda Triangle and how it's super risky, but it's got lots of riches. So naturally, you go there and set up camp to get rich. Alright, on top of that, you're looking for some survivors. Gameplay. This is probably the most fun. You have a boat, so you get some traversal instead of like a horse, like a car. You get to go travel by boat, obviously by sea, right? How else are you going to traverse it? You go through different islands, killing pirates, looting rivals. Yeah, rivals, I guess just other people trying to get rich. I guess you're just a really terrible person with your rivals. Find different creatures, you can fish, you can zip around place to place to find the harpoon gun. An S tier weapon allows you to grab stuff from a distance too. Has infinite knockback when you shoot the enemy. You can also trade with people you save on the island, giving you more reason to explore and loot the area. Gameplay loop. It's still the same, you gather resources, build your base up, explore different islands and look for rival factions. And take over oil rigs. Yep, take over oil rigs. You can take over the rival factions' oil rigs and loot them. The UI is really good in this game. It's not clunky. It's actually kind of console friendly. There are also cannibal tribes that will try to attack you, so you gotta kill them. Weird crabs and explosive crabs that will blow up upon death. And the typical bring fuel for your campfire thing. Oh, and there's also a merchant that sells you weapons. I think his name's like Lukamoku or something like that. Ammo, all sorts of stuff. Materials, very useful. Different biomes. Well, the islands in this game. You got some islands with big tribes, some with oil rigs. I mentioned before. You also have radio towers that allow you to find rival factions. There are lanterns with green light or weird fire in them. And some of them are affected by volcanic activity. We'll get into that a bit later. The monster, it's a weird kraken squid that follows you. Very easy to dodge if you have a boat. Classes. This game has the most random assault mode classes by far. You have Battle Bunny, Fire Mages, Soldiers, and Pirates. That makes sense. Secrets. I suppose uncovering the secrets of the Bermuda Triangle. You can find hidden NPCs. They have quests for you. Volcanic event against the Fire Lord. Sorry, Lord of Lava. Ghost Islands, Ghost Boats. And it's all really fun. I don't want to spoil the rest of it, but you should definitely go check it out for yourself. 9 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it and enjoyed me talking about the different 99 Nights clones, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe. If there's any games you want me to check out, review, or just play, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Wagyu out.